What is shaking? We're back. Bergie's back from down under. I'm back from. Well, I didn't go anywhere. I guess Warriors game is where I'm back from. We're back in the backyard. Got the fire. It's a little nippy out here.
Much needed fire today.
It's a little
Feels
chilly.
good.
Yeah,
Still need a jacket.
Yeah, the fire the last few times has been kind of for the aesthetics. The fire this time is like, we need the fire. It's a little chilly out here. Of course, like I know what you're saying out there. You're saying, well, fucking put on some pants. Look, I've heard that before. My response is, it ain't that cold yet. It's getting there.
Legs aren't cold. Legs aren't cold. Upper body gets cold.
Yeah, a little chilly. but as long as it's not windy, then we're good. So before we get going, how was the trip down under?
Fantastic.
Was it?
Yeah, it's a long time.
Australia, New Zealand?
A long time, yeah.
21
days.
3 weeks.
Fun though. I mean, it was quick 21 days, but a lot going on. I mean, you're moving from place to place, but it was awesome. What a great trip.
Yeah, I've heard Australia is fairly big. A lot of ground to cover.
People don't realize the size of the United States. And so if you're trying to go from one place to the other, you got to fly. It's like if you're going to go from the Grand Canyon to Niagara Falls, you're not making that drive.
No, you're not making that drive.
So we flew all over the place. We landed at some obscure airports where you wouldn't even realize an airport would be. Dirt airport one time.
Dirt airport.
And but it awesome. I mean, just saw so many things that you've always seen on TV and always wanted to do, and were able to do it. And was extremely impressed with New Zealand.
Really?
New Zealand, what a beautiful place. That's one of the few places I've been to that I could say I could actually live there.
Really?
Yeah, it was a wonderful place, wonderful people, just a good vibe.
Did you see any boxing kangaroos?
I boxed one. I sent you a picture.
Did you box him?
I took it. It was a light little jab at one. But he was a little guy. He was just a little tiny guy, and he didn't even care. He didn't want any
part. Oh, really? He didn't want any part of you?
No, he didn't want any part of it.
How come you didn't get one of the big mothers out there?
Those guys are big.
Like squares up at you.
When they stand up, they're taller than me. I mean, they're tall.
Are they really?
Yeah, and they're big barrel chests like that. I'm not messing with that guy. But the little guys, whatever.
Yeah, you can handle the little guys.
And the wombats, those are more my style.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's right.
Little known fact with the wombat, when they crap, they come out like cubes of like a roller, like you're rolling a dice.
Dice?
You can stack them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can take a wombat shit and put little dents in them and make dice out of them.
I'm guessing that at one point somebody did that in the Outback because there's nothing else to do. But you should Google it. If you have a chance, Google that and look at that because it's amazing. You go, how's that coming out of you? That's gotta hurt.
Look at that. You don't just get football here. You get wombats.
You get everything.
Shit cubes. Here is what you get. So we're gonna go over the Niner game today. We'll go over a little bit of the NFL, what's going on with the standings and the playoffs and all that. Get to the Lane Kiffin news that he's going to LSU and the college football playoffs, which all the championship games are set now. We'll go over some of the games from yesterday and who we think are viable candidates to maybe win the college football playoffs this year. But let's start with the Niners. I mean, it just, it was, to me, it was a workmanlike effort. Just nothing special. Purdy was okay. They didn't run the ball worth a crap, which they haven't. And that's a really good defense, and they're even better at home. Special teams actually helping now. I mean, they're not. It used to be like, hey, can the special team just not fuck this thing up?
Yeah.
And now the special teams actually like helping. Now Cleveland helped them with the muff punt; they recovered that. But Sky Moore, I think we crushed against Arizona a month or so ago, and deservedly so, is now becoming kind of a weapon, returning kicks. I mean, he got that one big kick return that led to the first touchdown. It was just a nice effort where Cleveland, almost like Cleveland beat themselves. You didn't do anything to help Cleveland along in this game, and they couldn't do enough.
Yeah, you talk special teams and Sky Moore. One of the things it's a little thing, but it was a punt that landed in front of him, and it took a couple bounces, and then he snatched it. And that's huge right there. You save yourself 5-6 yards, and that ball was going to go inside the 10.
Yeah.
It bounced about the 15, 16, and he actually grabbed it and saved him. It was really a heads-up play because, if you get pinned inside the 5 with that defense, that's a whole different ballgame rather than being at about the 12, 13-yard line.
Yeah, no, I thought the special teams was, again, they're helping now. It's not just don't just get out of the way. They've actually been doing a decent enough job. I mean, Pinheiro did a great job. Then he pulled the hammy. I'm not sure how a kicker pulls a hammy, but and then Gay did a nice job today, although kind of doinked that one from short.
That was scary.
That was a butt
because the game was still not in hand at that point.
Well, Bergie put it in proper perspective. What did you say about the Niners kicker?
The Niners are now kicking with a guy who got replaced by Jake Moody. That's kind of scary when you think about it that way. And he got let go because he was missing kicks left.
Yeah. Don't think about it that way.
Yeah, don't think about it that way.
You don't want to think about it.
He got those bad kicks out of his way.
Yeah, that's not a fun way to think about it. That'll make you nervous going into field goals. Go, wait a minute, that's the guy that replaced the guy that we were nervous about? Oh my gosh. But Purdy was fine.
Yeah.
You know, nothing special. Two best throws he made were probably the one to Kittle down the left side and his first completion of the game to Juszczyk, the 22-yarder. Those were his best throws of the game, but he didn't have to look. Sometimes it's okay to just not beat yourself. I mean, just don't beat yourself. Seattle today just didn't beat themselves. Buffalo today just didn't beat themselves. And when you're playing certain teams, that's half the battle. Just don't beat yourselves, and you can find a way to win a football game. I thought that was their biggest strength today. Like, the defense played well. Everything was good. Burrow got a couple sacks. You mentioned Mustafa had a really nice game today. Winters seems to always have a really nice game.
White stepped up. Made some big plays.
Played well today. They didn't do anything to beat themselves, which was nice.
And the game plan, it was very simple. You didn't see a lot of elaborate screens. You didn't see a lot of cross.
Yeah.
In fact, you saw nothing thrown across the middle. They weren't going to put that in Purdy's hands this week. Everything was thrown to the outside, dumped off. They didn't take a lot of chances down the field. And I know they didn't run for a lot of yards, but the effort was there. They put in the effort trying to run the ball today.
Yeah.
You saw over 30 running attempts. And when they run over 30 running attempts, they usually win the football game.
Yeah.
And even though I think we said 2.7 yards a carry.
2.7 yards a carry
not
from McCaffrey. No.
But when you put that many efforts in, good things happen. And that's been their avenue for success, is to do that. That's how they've been winning.
Yeah.
Purdy didn't have to do much, and he always felt going into this game. You and I talked about it, that points were at a premium, and that defense is so good, hard to run on, hard to throw on. They took advantage of the turnovers that they got, put points on the board, and never really felt like that game was in jeopardy. Even though when they got up, by 8 points, 9 points actually, when they were up by 2 scores, I never felt like Cleveland was going to get back in that game unless they screwed it up. Yeah,
I felt the exact same way, and I started to feel that way beginning of the second half. Just don't screw it up. They're not going to catch you. I mean, Shedeur Sanders is just whatever. I loved his last play of the game. Like, little things like this, I feel like I learn a lot about a quarterback or a lot about a player. I remember Derek Carr did this one time, and I think it was against Jacksonville or something. End of the game. I don't know if they're down 1 score or 2.
They're down 2 scores.
No. I'm
the other
Derek
game.
Carr.
Okay.
So it's like the 4th and 4. They go for it because maybe they're down 2 scores. And so it's 4th down, end of the game, getting close to the end of the game. And he rolls out and throws it out of bounds. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, I'm serious. You can't do that kind of stuff. Now, this probably wasn't going to make a difference because this game was over at the point. But it was like 4th and 17, last gasp effort. And he rolls out, runs it left, and slides down. It's like, that kind of stuff drives me nuts, even though it's not super consequential. It just tells me, like, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about your health? You thinking about not wanting to throw a pick? Like, who cares at that point? Just give yourself a chance, even though it's 0.1%. You just made that 0.1% chance be at 0% chance.
Yeah, just throw it up for grabs if you have
to. Chuck it up.
What's it going to matter? You're already losing by 2 touchdowns. It's 4th and 16, 18, whatever it was. Throw it to Judy. So 50-50 ball. Who knows what's going to happen? If it's picked, it's picked. And it's not going to have any bearing on the game if he picks it.
Yep.
But have some savvy in it. You got to have a little savvy. You got to have a little competitiveness. And I didn't see it.
Now, just know what's going on. I got to turn our screen on. I got to make sure our screen's still on. Our screen looks like it's on. I can't even see it. And I got to show everybody something too.
Well, Sanders, while we're on Sanders, I mean, he didn't do awful today, but he just doesn't do much to make you go, wow, at all.
There we go.
Oh, you can see it now.
Max showed me F2. You gotta hit F2 when it gets real dark. I hit F2. Look at our turkey up here.
That's gone, though. Why do we still have the turkey on there? Why isn't the Christmas tree on there?
Oh, that's a good point. We're going to have Christmas.
We can't live in the past. No, we don't need to. Look at that. Look how hunched over I was. Oh my God. I think that was against Iowa, and we were hunched over because we had to run that stupid ass veer. The wishbone.
That is amazing. I got that from Tim Roy, who worked in Arizona for a while, and he said he was looking through his box of goodies, and he found that, and he goes, "Oh, you got to give that to Craig." So this will be going home with Craig at the end of the show.
An oldie but goodie.
So good.
They did have colored pictures back then, though, so it just happens to be black and white.
86.
I know.
You were a freshman that year?
Redshirt freshman.
Redshirt freshman, yeah. Because I wasn't there for another.
Yeah.
Was I?
You got there in 87.
I guess that was that year. No, 86,
no, you got there
87,
87,
87,
88. Yeah, you were there. That was your first year there.
That was my first. That's right. That was my first year there. So there you go. For those of you that are wondering, did Berg play? Yeah, he played. There's proof of it. Proof of it right there. So you see the numbers. I mean, again, Purdy was okay. The bootleg was nice. The touchdown.
Yeah,
where they faked it.
That was very
ran
nice.
Around the end and got the score. That was a nice play.
They didn't give him anything where he would really make had to make a lot of decisions. Everything was a dink and dunk to the outside. He made some great third down throws. When you're 11 for 16, 11 for 17. 11
for 17 on third down.
On third down, that's really efficient. You're going to win a lot of games. And a lot of those were on the quick little throws that he made just to advance the chains. And Juwan Jennings, I thought, had a really nice game today. Caught the ball well. He's a big physical guy. And, the first play of the game, and they had talked about it all week. Last week, he had to crack a defensive end, and he had to crack Myles Garrett on the very first play of the game. And he did a great job. Ball got outside, and they got a nice run on it. It was the first run, at least. And I'm getting more and more impressed with him. He's getting better. He's getting back into the flow like what he did last year. He had, I think, 3 third down catches today. And last year, that what they call him, third and Juwan. And today you saw a lot of that, what they did. And, that was what they needed to do today to win this game. They didn't have to be crazy. They didn't have to take that many chances down the field.
Yeah, because look, they need him. Yeah. Because he's that one guy that you can throw to in the middle of the field. Now, none of the receivers did much today. I mean, Robinson had, I think, 1 catch. Pearsall might have had 1 or 2 catches.
He had 1 for negative yards, but
Bourne, I don't know if he did much today. But again, they didn't need to do much today.
No.
So they're going to get the bye week and come in. What are they now? 8-9 and 4.
9 and 4.
I mean, you'd like to think 11 wins is there for them, right? Giants at home, Tennessee at home.
Yeah,
that should be 11.
And then if you can get 1 out of those other 3, then you're looking at 12 wins. Yeah. And that should, if that doesn't get you in, boy, that's a strange year.
Yeah.
And they could conceivably go 5-0. I mean, those are teams that they can beat.
Yeah.
And things have got to fall right. I think that the Colts is going to be a tough game, and Chicago is going to be a tough game, and obviously Seattle. And that game's looming large. And there's going to be a lot to play for. If the Niners can win the next couple games, they could set it up where if they beat Seattle, they would supplant them as the top wild card right there. But I mean, there's still opportunities for them to win the division. Yeah. I mean, the Rams obviously laid an egg today, 10-point favorites, and they lose.
I must be flat losing it. I said they got the Titans and the Giants. They played the Giants like a month ago. Like, they don't play them again. They're not in their division.
We were hoping they did.
I kept thinking, because I was like adding it up in my head. I'm like, wait a minute. That's 5 games they have left, but they've already played 13. That's 18. We're not on 18. I'm missing something here. And I looked. I don't know why I thought the Giants were coming where they had man. I've thought that for like a month. Yeah, they put the Giants early in November. So yeah, scratch that. I'm going cuckoo. So Titans at home, that gives them 10.
Yep.
Then you got at Colts, Bears at home, Seahawks at home. The number 1 seed Chicago Bears right now. Go figure.
And that, once again, all those games, if you look at them, with the bye this week, getting everybody fresh, feel pretty good about them going against the Titans at home. And then you've got that 3-game stretch that is, they're going to be playoff games. They're all going to be playoff type games because all of those teams are fighting to get in. And they're fighting not just to get in, but to get a bye. Yep. To get the top seed. And who knows, whatever happens with the Rams on that, if they lose 1, they drop 1, then everything's crazy in the West. I mean, you've got 3 teams right now in the West, 9-4, 10-3, and
because they're
10-3.
They're within they're within a game of
Yeah.
Seahawks and the Rams. Let's see what the Rams have.
We know they have Detroit coming up. We talked about that.
And by the way, how do our crotches look? Look okay? Okay. We've had a complaint from the studio audience that the crotches were too prominent. So I'm not going to out who said that. Stop looking at our crotches. Let's see.
I think it's because you mentioned OnlyFans. They started coming
okay,
back
the
with
Rams are at the Cardinals, home against the Lions, at the Seahawks, at the Falcons, home against the Cardinals. So they should probably beat the Cardinals twice.
Yes.
But then again, it is the NFL. They just
should have
lost
beaten
to
the Panthers.
Carolina.
Yeah,
they just lost to Carolina as a 10-point favorite. So you could see, I mean, possible. I will say this. The most they're going to lose from here on out should be 2 more games, right? They're not going to lose 3. I can't imagine unless somebody gets hurt. They're losing 3 when they play the Cardinals twice, at the Falcons. At Seahawks, they could lose. Home against the Lions, they could lose, but they'll be favored in that game. But, I mean, there's a chance that everything, the division and everything, is up for grabs that last game of the season.
Yeah, and Seattle, if I'm not mistaken, has to finish with the Rams and the Niners. And that's talk about a tough finish for them. I mean, if they win that Ram game, then they have a lot. I mean, either way, if they don't win, they're going to have a lot to play for in that last game.
Yep, Seattle is at Falcons, home against Colts, home against the Rams. They also get the Panthers, at Panthers, and then at 49ers. So they could lose 2. They could lose Rams and Niners. I mean, maybe the Colts. Again, it's the NFL.
Well, the Panthers too. And Panthers are.
You're right.
They're fighting for their division championship.
Yeah, so,
they have a shot.
So who knows? I mean, there's let's put it this way: it's still up for grabs, and it could be all up for grabs that last weekend of the season. The division could be up for grabs, playoff seeding. Like, are the Niners? Because I don't think the Niners aren't in per se. I don't know that 10 gets you in for sure.
No.
I think 11 does.
Yeah, 11 will, because everybody's got to play each other, and somebody's going to drop off.
Yeah,
I mean, they're gonna knock each other off a little bit, but that's what makes it so exciting. The NFL has done a great job of making the end of the season meaningful.
Yeah,
and I mean, you look at it. There's going to be so many great games coming up with so many implications in both sides, in the AFC, NFC, and for all the division and all the wild card spots. Kansas City they're on the backside looking in. They're trying to battle to get in. Detroit trying to battle to get in. 2 teams they thought might be in the Super Bowl.
Yep. I think they get one win between Colts, Bears, Seahawks. They're in.
I agree.
Because I'm going to say they're beating the Titans.
I agree.
Titans are terrible. They're going to beat the Titans. So that's 10. Just give me 1 out of those. If you get 2 out of those, then you're great. And that's why I always find it difficult when people start going over a schedule before the season and go win, loss, because that Colts game didn't seem that hard before the season started. That Bears game seemed like a win. Like, you'd put that in the win column. You'd say, oh, that's a Bears at home.
Yeah,
that's a win.
Kind of like we thought with the Jaguars.
Yeah,
the Jaguars thought that was going to be a win, ended up being a loss.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know if they're going to be. My guess is going to be that they're going to be over. They'll be over a touchdown favorite against the Titans at home, maybe even close to 10. Yeah. At the Colts, they'll probably be 2-point underdog.
Yeah,
maybe.
Mean, Daniel Jones he's hurting. He played today on a bad leg.
I think he's got a broken leg.
And so, I mean, they're an injury away from. Really, and they've struggled the past 3 or 4 weeks. They've lost 3 in a row, I believe.
Is that what it is?
I think it's 3 in a row, and they look so good coming out, but it's starting to catch up to them a little bit. Teams have caught up to what they're doing offensively, and the Niners conceivably, I mean, they could win all those games. I don't see a team that they're on their schedule that you go, they can't beat them. Yeah. I mean, Seattle probably is that team, but they already beat them, so they've proven that they can.
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. They lost at the Steelers, then they beat the Falcons at home, then lost at the Chiefs, and then the Texans got them today. So then they got the Bears. They'll probably be favored against the Bears because they're at home, but maybe a field goal, two and a half, something like that.
Yeah, and the Bears are a young team going on the road in a game like that. That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't been in that situation ever or for a long time.
Yeah.
And they've got weapons, and they've got a good young quarterback, but that's tough. Come all the way out to San Francisco and play. I mean, that's a long ways from now. A lot of things happen.
Yeah.
You know, both teams could lose every game, and it won't matter. Who knows?
I think you're looking at 3 straight games that are going to be within a field goal, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Whether they're favored or underdogs, those are going to be close games. And again, you get one of them, assuming they beat Tennessee, which I can't imagine Tennessee comes out here and beats the Niners. I mean, they got mopped by Ogden's Jaguars today. So I can't imagine that they're going to come out here and win that game. So, you know, I think, and this is why I tell people, because there's so many people that wanted to get rid of Shanahan that said, I think the Niners can do better. I'm like, well, can they? Can they do better? You may have even been one of those people.
Oh, yeah.
But there's only so many coaches out there. Because I asked you, who would you get if you didn't have Shanahan? And you mentioned coaches that already had jobs. I'm like, well, they can't get McVay. Rams aren't going anywhere. And I like McVay, too. I think McVay is a really good coach. But guys that are out there, I think this guy is proven. Like, he has the pulse of the team. Not just the play calling. I think he's a head coach. Like, there's no way this team should be what they are. Now, the schedule helps. The last place schedule certainly helps. But the way they've battled with all the injuries they've had, I mean, all the games that Purdy missed, Ayuk, we'll get to him too in a minute, is probably going to be out the whole year. Bosa's out most of the year. Warner's out most of the year. And then all kinds of different injuries they've had to deal with. I don't know what best coaching job means. I mean, I think your best coaching job is when you go to the Super Bowl. I think that's probably your best coaching job.
You know what? You're only as good as your players.
Yeah, but this is pretty good because these players you look at and go, how are these guys doing this? And they continue to do it. And I just think he's done a hell of a job with this squad.
I couldn't agree more. And I've not been a big fan of his, as you know.
I know.
I've always said I think he makes the best script that I've seen since Bill Walsh. Really, he does.
Yeah.
And he does a nice job of diagramming. He's fantastic at diagramming plays and scheming teams. Where he's run into trouble in the past is that his play calling would be great at the beginning, then he'd get very stagnant.
Yeah.
And he didn't quite know what to call. I think this year what he's done is he's got his system and he believes in his system. And in years past, he's stuck with that system regardless. He's going to throw the ball down the middle. He's going to do this, that, what he does. This year, I feel like he's scheming more for each team and how are we going to beat this team instead of, you know what, we run our system. This is what we're going to do. Yeah. And he's also in years past had the best players in the league. And when they were healthy and good, they were just dominant. He doesn't have that this year. And he's had to find different ways to win. And for example, today, you didn't see any of that patented deep crossing routes or shallow crossing routes. You saw ground and pound, little play action, throw the flat, move the chains, and really not taking any opportunities to go down the field and get the quick score. And he realized, hey, we're not going to have much time to throw against this defense, so we got to get the ball out of our hands. We got to run the football and let the defense win this game for us. And he hasn't done that a lot in the past. He's always just let it all go. This is my offense. This is what we're going to do. We're not going to change. This year, I think it's been his best job of coaching, and it's probably a little less stressful for him because he doesn't have the best players.
Yeah.
And he goes into a game going, you know, how are we going to win? How are we going to beat this team? Because what we did last week isn't going to work this week. So you saw it today was a huge example of that.
Yeah, to your point, I mean, his 2 longest throws were outside the numbers.
Yeah.
The one to Juszczyk, the one to Kittle. Not a lot of those looping throws that he's so good at, but last game kind of bit him. And he kind of went away from that a little bit. So I think he's done a fantastic job this year. I mean, let's also say that Robert Saleh has made a huge difference with this team because what he's had to work with this year and what that defense has been able to do. Oh, they put up our Christmas lights for us. Hey, look at that. We got Christmas lights.
We didn't have to put them up.
Look at that. We didn't have to do anything.
Can you make them twinkle?
That's incredible. Yeah, we need the twinkler lights. We definitely are going to have some Christmas lights up here. I got to get these things up.
You know, the defensive guys, I was talking with my sons today watching it. This Niner fan should be really excited for the future because you've got all these young guys out there defensively that are getting all these reps.
Yeah.
And they're getting better and better and better. And the one thing that they haven't had in years past is depth. And now you're building depth. You know, when you get some of those starters back down the road next year, but you've got these guys that have played a lot of football now. So you're not afraid to put them in. Years past, you couldn't say that. And you'd have to have Fred Warner out there every play. But now you're getting some guys that are stepping up. Mustafa, young kid like that. I mean, they're really doing a good job of developing those guys. Salah's been fantastic.
Yeah, Brown has had a decent year this year to my eye.
Yeah,
he has. And then you look at
Winter.
I mean, the linebacker Winters has played well. Bethune has played well. So now you have those two and Warner coming back. Martin got dinged today.
Yeah.
They can't keep linebackers healthy on this squad. I think Martin got a concussion or was at least in the tent, and I didn't see him come back. But no, you're absolutely right. They haven't. I think next year they will have as much depth as they had during the Super Bowl runs.
Yeah,
where they just had a bunch of guys that could go out there and play. I mean, how much longer can the older guys keep going? I don't know, but they're probably going to need another wide receiver.
Yeah, and D lineman, maybe another D lineman. They drafted a couple.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing, knowing the Niners and knowing Lynch as I do, one of the first 2 picks next year will be a defensive lineman.
Yeah,
that's what they do anyway.
Yeah.
And then I would imagine receiver will probably be high up on the list. But it's funny because this year, to me, years past, when they've had this type of record at this point of the season, you start thinking, okay, seeding, playoffs, Super Bowl, can they what's the path to get to the Super Bowl? Like, I'm not even thinking like this team can get to a Super Bowl. I just don't think they're talented enough to get to a Super Bowl. But that's not even what it's about.
No,
it's just about getting to the playoffs and giving yourself a crack at it and seeing what happens. You never know what can happen. And the NFC is pretty wide open. I mean, who's the best team? Rams?
And they're definitely, obviously, the Niners beat them. They just lost today. It's it's such a fickle league. I mean, every week somebody steps up and you go, man, that team, Dallas might be the best offensive team in the league right now.
They might be.
And if they sneak into the playoffs, that's a tough out. Somebody's going to have to play them in the first round, and that's a tough out.
Yeah.
And the Rams. I mean, the Rams are the only team really this year that have kind of drubbed the Niners in that second game. Other than that, the Niners have been in every game that they've lost and had opportunities to win those games. Granted, it's a lighter schedule, but still, these teams are all good. I mean, there's not many weak teams anymore. Cleveland's weak on offense, but very strong on defense.
Yep.
Arizona's not very good. That's the one team that I think is really down right now. And the whole NFC South is not very good with the Falcons. And Buccaneers are good, but they haven't played well lately.
They haven't played great lately
either. The Saints, Falcons, and really the
Panthers
have been the cellar dwellers.
Yeah,
past
and they've been
years.
okay this year.
And they've been okay. They're getting better.
Yeah, I look at the NFC, and look, all you need to know about the NFC is the Bears are the number 1 seed. And not to say they're not good, because they are good. They could run the hell out of the ball. That Monungai kid and Swift. I mean, it's funny. You get Ben Johnson coming in, and it's like, oh, it's going to be great. We're going to throw it around, do all the fun stuff they did in Detroit. It's like, nah, we're just going to pound it.
Yeah,
we're just going to pound it into the defense. They are good at it.
And they've got 2 good tight ends, good blocking tight ends and receiving tight ends. The Loveland kid and Komet are both really good in the run game because of that. And their play action game has been great. And that's really helped Caleb Williams in his development, because he doesn't have to throw it to the receivers all the time. He's got those 2 tight ends and those 2 backs he can dump it to. Yep. And I think he's shown great improvement.
Yeah, and the receivers haven't done much.
Enough.
But they're good.
Yeah.
Odunze and DJ Moore, both really good receivers. They just don't use them that much. Odunze hasn't done much over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Moore hasn't done much this year, but you're right. They haven't had to.
No.
Defense has been good. Running game's been good. I'm still not quite sold on Caleb Williams, but I think he holds on to the ball a little too much, but he's getting better. He's definitely getting better at it. And I think Johnson's like, we're going to run the ball. This is not going to be the Caleb Williams show. That was USC. This is the NFL. We're not doing the Caleb Williams show. And but that, to me, that tells me where the NFC is at.
Yeah.
So you get to the playoffs, you never know. I mean, I still think the Rams are the best team. Philly's offense is a mess. They're just a mess. Defensively, they're good. Their offense is a mess.
Yeah, it's a mess, and they can't throw the ball very well right now. And I think they're still trying to figure out what Jalen Hurts does. I mean, he shows just some brilliance throwing the ball. Then he'll throw some balls where you go, what is that? And he's obviously very good running the ball. And Saquon, they haven't gotten a lot out of
the
this
offensive
year.
line hasn't been very
been
good. It's injured, and before it was injured, it wasn't very good. So, the defense is still really good. And look, they have championship players in that team, so they're going to be tough to beat playoff time. I think we know that. But I don't look at Philly and going, boy, you got to go into the link and win a game. You can't win a game. Chicago just did. Chicago handled them. I mean, handled them.
And in NFL, unlike baseball and unlike NBA, they kind of turn it up a notch a little bit for the play. In football, you really can't do that. I mean, you're turned up a notch every game. You have to win every game. And so what happens in the regular season usually carries over into the playoffs. And the Niners right now have shown they can beat anybody. And for them to string together a run in the playoffs might be difficult, but they could get in. And obviously, once you get in the tournament, anything can happen.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And I don't really care all that much about it, but it'll be interesting to see where Kyle is when they vote for Coach of the Year. Like how many votes he'll get. Because I think right now, Ben Johnson's the guy. He's the guy. No one thought that the Bears could do this in that division.
Well, the Colts guy up there too.
Oh, yes. Shane Steichen.
Shane Steichen should be up there too. And what he's done with them. Those two are they're battling.
They're probably 1 and 2. I would think. Although, you know what? Mike Vrabel's not a bad choice either. What he's done with it. Actually, come to think about it, there's a lot of really good choices. Kyle's not going to get many votes.
There's a lot of good choices.
I stand corrected.
And I'm not a huge fan of his, but with what Harbaugh's done with the Chargers and all the injuries they've had, and to be able to be 9-4 right now with them, I mean, they've got their offensive lines at shambles. They've lost both tackles, and they're doing it with smoke and mirrors. And I mean, there's been a lot of good coaching jobs, and there's been a lot of bad ones too.
That's true. I'm trying to think if we're missing anybody because, I mean, Vrabel's got the Patriots 10-2 right now. No one saw that one coming. Steichen 8-4 with that squad. Sean Payton, we got the Broncos 9-2 and a really good
McDonald of Seattle.
Yep. He's done a really good job. Yeah, I mean, no, there's going to be 4 or 5 really good choices. Ben Johnson's the one that jumps to mind, though.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know if they're going to end up the number 1 seed. They still got some tough games upcoming.
And it's a high-profile job, Chicago, and a lot of media. And it
is a high-profile job. So let me ask you what you made of the Ayuk situation.
Something's going on that we don't know about.
Yeah.
And behind the scenes, I don't think he's been around the facility much. We talked before. Every game they show Bosa and Warner up in the stadium pulling for everybody, ready to go, and still hanging with the team. Haven't seen Ayuk once. Haven't seen or heard anything about him from the media other than what's been written the past couple of weeks about his contract. And my guess is he hasn't been, like you said, rehabbing his certainly hasn't been rehabbing.
I can guess
at the facility,
or the way they wanted him to, or keeping appointments. That's the only thing I can think of.
And to your point too, when you said, he just walked away from that contract and didn't even put up a fight.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, Brent Jones was the one that said it. He goes, "I just hope he's okay," and I didn't really even think about that. But then I thought about it. I was like, that's a pretty good point because who walks away from that money without at least having the Players Association fight for some of it? Yeah. Maybe you don't get all of it, but you get some of it. I mean, that's what you pay them for. That's what you pay your dues for. Just to say, nah, I'm good. Don't do it. Like nobody would do that.
No, but it must be within the last 4 or 5 weeks because the first half of the season they were shooting for Game 7. I remember saying, Game 7 we might have an opportunity to get it back, and then it was Game 8 or 9. Then it became after the bye week, and then it just kind of shut down. You didn't hear anything about when he'd be coming back until these last couple of weeks.
But apparently, according to the stories, they voided the guarantees a couple months ago.
But it didn't get out, I don't think.
I know it didn't.
Until now.
Which is interesting, because if you voided the guarantees a couple months ago, why was everybody speculating he might be coming back? Because at that point, you're thinking, well, if you do that, there may be a divide here that it just isn't going to be bridged. And it was interesting, as Kyle said, I'd still like to get him back at this point, or at some point this year if he could play. And I thought, well, come on, that's not gonna happen. Now, if I were Ayuk, I absolutely, guarantees or no guarantees, would want to come back and play. Because if I want to leave next year, I got to show people I can play.
Yeah.
I got to show people I'm healthy. I can't go into the offseason coming off an ACL, not having played, and expect to get any kind of contract, which he won't. But if he can come back and play well, then maybe going into the offseason, he can get a contract somewhere else. I can't imagine it's here anymore. I just think it started with the contract last year, where apparently they were offering what he wanted and then he wouldn't sign. It was just a mess. It just was a mess last year. And then the whole stupid shorts thing where he came to practice in different shorts and threw a tantrum when he was asked to change. It's like, bro, what are you, 9? I mean, you know what you're supposed to be wearing. Just wear what everybody else is wearing. It's not that big a deal. So I don't know. It just seems like this thing is over. But if I were him, I would definitely want to get back and play to show people my leg's good.
Yeah, and not only that, because whatever is going on with that, it'll get out in the NFL, and we may not hear about it, but in the inner sanctum of the NFL, you hear of everything, and so that'll hurt him in his contract talks too, trying to sign with another place. So coming back, proving you can play, proving that you still want to play, is a huge deal, because you got to love football. I mean, if you don't love football, you can't be out there.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to half-ass it out there. This league will kill you on that. And, they had the linebacker last year that did the same type of thing, and they ended up running him off. What was his name? I don't even remember his name, but he was not doing the right thing. Ran him off. And he cost himself a lot of money, and he was good enough to play somewhere.
Yeah, he quit at halftime.
And
pop that name up there, Ogden or Max, if you remember who he was. Because I remember he quit at halftime. He just left.
Yeah, and that sticks with you.
It's like, I'm done.
So this will stick with Ayuk if he doesn't do something to change the narrative. But that's on him.
No, you're absolutely right. Steve Young told me something, and it's always stuck with me. He goes, when you play football, he goes, at the moment of impact, he goes, you better love playing football. He goes, you better love it a lot more than playing for the money. Because it ain't worth it to go out there and get your bell rung over and over and over and put your body through what you have to put your body through for just that. He goes, there better be something inside you that just loves the game. Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. We just don't know. We don't know anything. It's such a bizarre situation where someone just says, no, I don't want to fight for my money. Go ahead and keep it. We're good. You just don't hear of that. It would have made more sense. Oh, Campbell.
Yeah, DeAndre Campbell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Devondre Campbell. Yeah, he played for the Packers too.
Yeah. He was a good player.
Yeah, he was decent. Yeah.
And he could have signed with somebody. He had a few more years left in him, and he threw away a lot of money just doing that.
See ya.
Yeah, he
just walked off halftime, done.
And if Ayuk may not, how many times we should have put 2 and 2 together, because I never once heard about his progress in rehab.
Yeah.
We should have, because we'd always hear, hey, so-and-so is progressing well. He's getting better. He's doing this on. We heard it all about, Purdy and all these guys that are hurt. Never heard a thing.
Yep.
Hey, he's progressing well, and he's ahead of his timeline, or he's a little bit, he had a setback. Nothing. So obviously they didn't have much contact with him one-on-one.
Yeah.
And that right there tells me a lot.
You know what, looking back on it, I found it funny when Kittle said this, but I just didn't put it together. When I think 2 weeks ago, when Purdy came back and Pearsall came back and they were as healthy as they had been, I think Kittle said, all right, this is what we have. This is our squad. We're healthy. Let's go get them. But there was no Ayuk.
Yeah.
So maybe they knew.
Yeah.
This isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
He ain't coming back.
They did a good job of keeping that quiet, too,
I know.
which is hard to do with that many guys.
Again, it's just such a bizarre situation where somebody gets their contract voided. What Kyle say? Never seen it in 20 years.
Yeah.
Been in coaching 20 plus years. Never seen anything quite like this.
It certainly helps the Niners with the cap and some of the things that they're doing.
Definitely helps with the cap.
For their future.
Yeah.
And they've proven, hey, we're able to win without him. He would be a bonus, that's for sure. And he'd be able to stretch the field, but they're winning. And if they were losing, people would be begging for him to come back and screaming, hey, we need to have him. And he didn't have much leverage right now because of that.
No, he has no leverage. And it just stinks because, there was a time, 2 years ago, when I said their skill position players were as good as anybody. Maybe Philly. Philly has Smith, Goddard, Brown, Saquon. And then the Niners had Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Like those were the two best.
Yep.
Like it was incredible across the board what they had. Well, now Debo's gone. Looks like Ayuk's going to be gone. And then you have Kittle and McCaffrey that are left. So just a bizarre situation.
But shame on us, you and I specifically, for not realizing the guy went to ASU.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We should have figured that out ahead of time. If he went to ASU,
yep.
He's there's a big
question mark. Big
right
question
away.
mark. You never shake that.
No,
you never.
Pearsall got smart and he left.
Yeah,
and he went to Florida. So he did. He got smart.
Yeah, you never shake ASU.
No,
so I should have known. I always
that's
trust
a
your gut.
football that I owe you a beer probably, or you owe me a beer with each other.
Yeah, exactly. That's a huge oversight. Huge oversight by us, not picking up on that. So, all right, we can take some comments, and we will shortly. But just real quick around the league, anything that jumps out to you today? I mean, surprising that Carolina beats the Rams.
Yep.
Surprising how they did it.
Yep.
I mean, 2 interceptions by Stafford. Stafford fumbled. That kind of sealed the game at the end of the game. And Carolina's actually been pretty good at home this year. They've been pretty good at home. I want to say, I could look this up, but didn't they crush the Cowboys at home this year?
They beat them. I don't know if they crushed them.
I thought they beat the crap out of them. But,
I'll
look.
When you're looking at the thing that really stuck out to me is how far down the Vikings have gone. And it's just they have so many weapons, and to have the opportunity.
You're right. Didn't crush them. 30-27.
Yeah,
they did them.
The Vikings have as good offensive weapons as any team out there. And they're just wasting those guys right now because of the fact that they don't have a quarterback.
Yep.
And they've done, they had plenty of opportunities. They had Darnold, they had Jones. Then they said, okay, we're going to go with this kid, McCarthy. And they had Wentz as a backup. And Wentz was doing okay. He was hitting the ball to the guys, and they were competitive. But now we had to look up the guy that was playing today.
No idea who he was.
And then we're like, well, what if he gets hurt? Who's the backup? We had to look that up too. And the guy made the throw at the end of the half, the Garo Upremian throw. It was awful, and it was hard to watch. And I felt bad for the guy because he's getting an opportunity to get in there. And we looked at one point; his QB rating was 30. Not 130, 30. And he's got Justin Jefferson, he's got Addison. He's got Hawkinson. He's got Jones in the backfield. They've got weapons everywhere, and their defense played their ass off.
Yeah, they did. They held them to like 215 yards.
At one point, it was 19-0. They had 4 field goals and a defensive touchdown. So the defense was playing great. Jefferson had no catches until he had a -4-yard catch at the end of the third quarter. And it killed me it kills me in a lot of ways. Fantasy football absolutely killed me. I'm going to go down. I'm going to be on Monday Night Football on the bad beats.
You are going to go on the bad beats. That was bad.
It's
all you needed was 17 points. Well, you didn't plan on. Say he was playing Weston, my son. You didn't plan on Weston having Seattle's defense. They got 30 points today in fantasy. 30.
That's
ouch.
And that's just the way they played, and they didn't give anybody else an opportunity. They stayed with that kid. You got those guys out there that are making a ton of money. You're not getting them the ball. You're just thinking of dunking, handing the ball off, taking your loss, getting your butt whooped.
So look, you make a mistake at the quarterback position. You're fucked more times than not. Look at what the Browns did when they paid Deshaun Watson all that guaranteed money. He didn't even want to go there. They paid him so much guaranteed money, he had to go there, and then we all know what happened. It just blew up in their faces, and they've been paying for it ever since, trying to find a quarterback. The Niners were one of the lucky ones. They got Trey Lance, traded up to get him, gave some draft picks up, and then
they got bailed
by
out.
some miracle got bailed out getting Brock Purdy. Like the last pick in the draft, because if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't be as bad off as the Browns because, well, they're not the Browns. They're a different organization. But still, it kills you. It kills you when you mess that up. If you're Minnesota, not only does it look like I'm going to give him another year, but it looks like J.J. McCarthy may have been a mistake to reach and get him an 11. Not only that, you let a fucking guy go you had in the building. that may be one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league this year. That's a killer. That's a killer. That's
two of them.
They had
Daniel Jones too.
Daniel Jones,
who they could have got really cheap.
Yeah,
because he didn't even play last year.
Yeah,
and they could have got him really cheap and kept him.
Yeah,
and it's how's
the
this?
Darnold one though, because Darnold proved it. You don't need you don't wonder about proof of concept.
No.
Like with Daniel Jones, he didn't play, so you're kind of wondering how does he fit in? Is he going to be good? Is he not be good? This was a little bit of a surprise to everybody what he's done at Indianapolis. Darnold did it in front of you. You were 14-3 with Sam Darnold. Yes, I know they got blown out against the Rams in the playoffs. Yes, I know he had another bad game at the end of the year last year. People were wondering, oh, is that the real Sam Darnold? I think the real Sam Darnold's the Darnold that led you to 14-3.
Yeah.
You had that guy and you thought, well, we got a quarterback under a rookie contract and we drafted him, so we got to play him. Let's go this route. I mean, it just, boy, O'Connell's got to be thinking, oh my God.
I got to believe that's a front office decision.
It had to have been.
Yeah, it
had to have been.
And comes to another point for thinking down the road with the 49ers having Mac Jones. There's two trains of thought. Your quarterback's going to get hurt throughout the year. Lamar's been hurt. Everybody but Mahomes has been hurt, it seems like. And the Niners had their ability to put a really good backup in and win a lot of football games for him. So it shows how valuable a backup is. But he also is trade bait. And a team like Minnesota should be trying to get a guy like Mac Jones. And since he's under contract, the Niners can play they can play hardball with it. I'd love to see them say, you know what, we'll give you Mac Jones if you give us Addison and a third-round pick. And that could solve everybody's. And I think the Niners could benefit from a guy like Addison who could really run.
Yeah.
And, sure, you lose your depth at quarterback, but is it worth doing something like that down the road? And they're going to have a lot of options, I think, because of that, which makes it fun in the offseason.
No, I think they're going to have a lot of good options.
Yeah.
I think they have a lot of good options because I'm sure they would like to do right by the player. What is I got to get this thing closer to me so I can read
so
this
old,
thing.
I got to put glasses on.
Let me get it closer so I can read our comments.
It says, Tom, 100 dudes versus a gorilla. Do we have a chance?
Stop that. Stop the 100 dudes versus gorilla thing. All right, I think I can read that now. You got your glasses on. You can read it.
I can read it with my glasses. That's about it.
There we go. Oh, yeah, we're good now. But, yeah, I look, I would love to have Mac Jones be the backup again. But if you can get something for him, you can't. I mean, if you can add to your roster, you got to go out there and try to get another backup quarterback. And, look, here's the great thing about what they've done there. Remember where Sam Darnold was before he went to Minnesota.
Good point.
San Francisco. So if you can get something for Mac Jones, anybody out there who feels like they need rehabbing, like a little quarterback rehab, guess where they want to go? Here. Maybe Minnesota, but here. Kyle Shanahan, learn under Shanahan. Maybe you get a chance to play. Maybe you don't. And Sam Darnold didn't even hardly play. And he got to go somewhere else and play. So I think that's a great problem to have. And I think quarterbacks will want to come here and play too.
For sure. Mac Jones, he decided he had a lot of opportunities. He decided to come here and be a backup. He probably could have gone elsewhere where he would have probably had a better opportunity to be a full-time starter. He knew he was going to be the backup here, and it worked out for him. Obviously, he got to show his how much better he's gotten and how well he can do in a good system.
Yeah. And there's going to be a few teams out there, and there always is, who need quarterbacks. And there's going to be teams that aren't able to draft a quarterback this year. So we'll take Mac Jones.
Teams with talent. Minnesota is the first one that comes to mind, obviously. Cleveland's another one that comes to mind.
Cleveland,
because, Cleveland's not – we talked about the running back. I mean, we think he's good.
Yep.
And Jerry Jeudy is certainly a capable receiver. Yep. And Njoku's not bad. And they're wasting away because they can't get him the ball. And their defense is wasting away and keeping them in every game.
Yep.
If they could score 24, 25 points a game, you're looking at a lot of wins for them. So that's two teams who just not without even thinking that need quarterbacks.
And Mac Jones has proved he can win.
Absolutely.
Right. So I think that's going to be that'll probably be the most interesting thing this offseason with the Niners. Obviously the draft, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. Holy crap. Did I say low battery? We got to get into some college football stuff too. Hold on one second.
Do we have Mac Jones or do we trade him for a second rounder? That's what we're kind of talking about.
I would trade him.
I mean, I'd trade him for. I'd try and get as much as I possibly could. I'd even get, like I said, a player. They get players that come in and play right away, and throw in a draft pick, whether it's a third round, fourth round. That's fine as long as you get the right player.
Throw on some comments. I'm gonna leave Berg here alone by himself.
That means I got to put my glasses on.
Tom, how would you rate Brock's Dougie? I don't know what the fuck is Dougie.
What is a Dougie? I don't know what it. I don't know. I wouldn't know what to answer on that. What a Dougie is. You'll have to elaborate and maybe send another email on what a Dougie is, unless it's something we don't want to read. But you know what? Purdy did a great job. His game plan going in was obviously to just keep moving the chains, and they didn't want to put him in a situation where he was going to throw the ball across the middle where it could get picked. You know, the 3 picks last week could ruin a lot of guys' confidence. And Kyle Shanahan, I thought, did a great job of getting him back into the flow so that he wouldn't, force the ball down the middle. And he's usually good for 1 or 2 of those types of plays every game. He where you go, what the F is that? What is he doing throwing that ball? Didn't have any of those today. I mean, everything he threw was decisive and was to the right guy, made good decisions, used his feet well, and ran the ball when he needed to. And I think that's going to be huge down the road. I thought last week the one pick that he threw late down the middle over the top into the end zone, he could have run for a first down. And when they're playing well, that's when he's running, that's when they're playing really well. His Doogie is his dance. His dance, I guess. I can't. I'm going to have Tom rate dances because I can't dance.
At least I know it's a Dougie.
What's a Dougie? You didn't know what a Dougie was. You said you didn't know what a Dougie was.
It's not a fucking Doogie.
You said you didn't.
I said I don't know what a Dougie is, not a Doogie.
Oh. There's his dance right there, and he's showing it. I've never seen it before. Got to admit, I'm not there with the. I guess my kids probably know what it is, but I don't know. I don't like it. I'm just gonna say I don't like it. Act like you've been there before. Hand the ball back. Barry Sanders, hand it right back to the official. Let your lineman do the celebrating. Do something that way. Don't make a spectacle of yourself. That's my opinion on that.
Welcome to Old Man Theater.
I like touchdowns. I don't like dances.
He says, "Fucking what is that? Get it off my football field. Get out of here.
Get off my lawn.
I don't want that on my lawn. Beat it with your Doogie or your Dougie." 2 white guys aren't gonna know a hip dance. Is that hip? Is that still hip? I thought the Dougie was like kind of old, but I'm not.
Where's the good old Cabbage Patch?
Yeah, where's the Cabbage Patch?
The running man and the Cabbage Patch. Jerry Rice needs to get in there and show him how to do it.
Where's the good old Q Dog? Just go in there and go do the Q Dog. Omega Sci-Fi.
Gotta bark.
Somebody said that we're talking about the Dougie. We've reached the apex of the show.
We're not talking about it. Somebody asked us. We don't know what the Dougie.
Yeah, we don't. I had no idea what that
Dougie Fresh
was. I have no idea. 6 minutes. 6 minutes.
That's all
Dougie.
I know.
Do you guys know that, huh? 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh. You're on. On. There you go. That's old. That's old school for you. All right, so we got to get to we'll take some more comments. You can throw those up there. We're gonna get to some college football. Thank God we don't got to hear about Lane Kiffin anymore. I heard enough about him over the last week.
We're gonna hear about him. He can't let that go. He wants to be in the limelight,
doesn't he?
And
God,
he is going to do
it.
everything he can to stay in the limelight. He's loving every minute of this.
I mean,
it's a shame, but that's what it's gotten to. It's and I don't fault him. We talked about it before.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money,
him.
and it's just the way he went about it. And then we've seen his act before. He's done it everywhere he's been, and what has he done to deserve that?
That's what I question. That's my question.
Has he even won a conference championship anywhere?
Florida Atlantic?
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe
they showed his record at Florida Atlantic, and I expected it to be something like 28-4 or whatever. It was just a little bit above 500.
Was it? It
wasn't like but granted they were terrible before.
Yeah.
But he used that as a stepping stone and jumped on the next job he could get, and it's everywhere he goes, he makes himself the center of attention. It's not about the players. It's not about the team. It's about him.
Oh, look at this. We got the bunny.
Give Lou
some peanut butter.
Where is Lou?
Lou's inside.
Lou's cold.
Lou's inside.
Lou does not want to come out with that.
No, it's the only animal we have out right now. We got Senior Bunny.
Lane
Senorita.
Kiffin, I can't. I don't really care for the guy. I don't think he's a great coach. I think he must be a good recruiter.
Yeah,
he gets guys, that's for sure. He's bulletin board material. Everybody he plays, he says something that's going to go up there. He's just not the kind of guy I'd want my kid playing for. That's for sure.
Well, let's go over the Lane Kiffin exits.
Yes.
From programs.
Yes.
Starting with Oakland. Al Davis brought out the overhead projector, called him a con man. He'd been lied to.
He got duped. He says, I got duped.
Which I found funny. And here's one of the savviest businessmen the NFL's ever seen. And he got duped by Lane Kiffin. It's like, please, Al. I mean, come on. Please. But still, the fact that he said that, and it was a mess. Let's put it this way. It was just a mess. So from there, he kept falling up. Let's fall into a Tennessee job. He'd be the head coach at Tennessee. He was okay at Tennessee. I mean, I think that was kind of the Fulmer lull. So he was kind of bringing him back up a little bit.
1 year.
1 year, leaves. They're setting mattresses on fire outside of his house because he leaves them in the middle of the night to go to USC. So that was his exit from Tennessee. Then SC, he gets canned on or near a tarmac after getting beat by ASU.
On the tarmac.
I think it was ASU beat him.
I believe
it was.
It was
coming home from
and,
ASU.
And the AD met him on the tarmac.
They said, see ya. You're out of here. So then after that, I want to say, what was it? The offensive coordinator at Bama.
He went to Bama. Several run-ins with
Saban let him go after the semifinal because he didn't feel Kiffin could handle being the play caller and the head coach of Florida Atlantic. Like he'd be splitting he wanted to have his. I'm sure Saban's like, I don't give a shit if you're the coach there. Your priority is to win the national championship here. He didn't feel like he could do that, so he said, "See ya," and he put Sark in his spot. So Sark was the new offensive play caller. He goes to Florida Atlantic, where he cut one of the greatest promotional videos of all time. Hey, Owls fans, this is an exciting time to be a season ticket. It's like, good Lord. Like it's almost like at gunpoint. He cut that promotional video. So there it is right there. We can't hear it because we don't have our headsets in, but you can hear it. You can enjoy this at home, everybody. Yeah.
Next week is National Signing Day.
Like, bro,
is there somebody just on camera
with a gun pointed at you?
This is about the time right here when I don't know if anybody out there's a Tosh Tosh.0 fan, but he does one called Kiffin's Crimson Corner. And if anybody out there wants to go to YouTube and watch Crimson's whatever it's called, Kiffin's Crimson Corner.
Oh my god,
it is absolutely hilarious. And that goes to show you how, the nepotism in around football. I mean, this is what happens in that league. Monty Kiffin, who was a great coach in a lot of different places, hired a lot of people, and then those people owe Monty Kiffin a favor. And what do? Okay, we're going to hire you. We'll hire your son for you. That's fine. And you keep getting jobs over and over and over again because of what Monty did. And he's parlayed it better than anybody I've ever seen for a guy who's never won a championship.
I mean, he's pretty good. Yeah, give him that. He's pretty good. And by the way, Andis, we didn't forget about USC. That's where he got fired on the tarmac.
Yeah.
That's where he got fired on the tarmac. Tennessee to USC, and then he got fired on the tarmac. But look, he's done something with Ole Miss they've never been able to do.
Yeah.
It's just I don't get the fascination with Lane Kiffin. This guy's not Saban. He's not Urban Meyer. Maybe a better person than Urban Meyer, but maybe not by much. I don't know. Urban Meyer doesn't seem like the greatest person, but that's for another show. And they act like he is. Like they act like he's in that realm of like great coaches. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, he's okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to have him coach my team. I mean, yeah, he's a good coach, but he goes to LSU where he's getting paid a ton of money.
Well, in college, really, is it? I mean, it's so different now because you're buying players. You're not recruiting them, really. You're buying them.
Yeah.
And whoever has the most money is going to buy. Ole Miss spent a ton of money. LSU's already said I think they said, we're willing to give you $25 million to go out and build a team. Well, that's not building a team. That's buying a team.
Yeah.
And, I mean, then you look at a guy like Justin Wilcox, who's got to deal with no NIL money. And he's basically they became a farm program. And all their guys, he got Fernando Mendoza, and he leaves, and he's got the kid this year. I hope he stays at Cal.
Yeah.
But, Wilcox did a wonderful job, and then he gets fired. And that kind of soured me a little bit, because he's a terrific coach.
Yeah.
And they're not going to find a better football coach than him. Yeah. And unless they're willing to put more money into the program, they're going to go by way of the dodo on that. And, the way they're having to travel all over the place. But LSU, they're going to kick over all that money, and they're going to have a good team. If he doesn't win a championship there in the next 2 years, he'll probably be fired.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll have the same issue that they had with Brian Kelly.
Now, Cal's got, to a lesser extent, the same issue that Stanford has, is that they have to decide what they want to be. And we both agree that Tavita Pritchard was a good hire. Love that hire for Stanford, right? Went to Stanford, offensive guy, has some NFL experience as a quarterback guy. But are you going to spend? I mean, are you going to give him the resources to be able to compete? And we're not even talking like Big Ten, SEC. We're talking ACC, right? ACC is there to be had. Duke is in the ACC championship game at 6-5. The ACC is there if you want to spend a little bit. But do they want to spend a little bit? Like, how much does their academic, and this is more Stanford than Cal, but how much does your academic standing matter versus your athletic standing? Like, I know you're proud and you're prestigious universities, and that's great. I mean, that's awesome. But do you want to be a powerhouse as well? Stanford proved it could be, but that was a different era. That totally was no NIL. That was, Harbaugh, who's a fantastic coach. Shaw did a great job there as well. And that's back when they could recruit. All they did back then was like, let's just get offensive linemen and defensive linemen and fucking beat the shit out of people.
And they did.
And they did. And they went to, what was it, the Fiesta Bowl against Oklahoma State. They're ranked in the top 5 when
they
Luck
went
was
to a Rose
there.
Bowl.
There's no way Stanford could get Luck right now.
No.
Not a chance they could get Andrew Luck right now. He'd get way too much money from somebody else that Stanford could get him.
And it probably shows you what Stanford really thinks when you have a coach like Shaw who walks away from it.
Yeah.
He saw the handwriting on the wall, and they probably didn't want to spend. Maybe they'll change their tune. Who knows? But he saw they didn't want to. He knew he couldn't compete without doing that. And he's such a good guy. Just, he kind of walked off into the sunset on that and took the high road on it. And Pritchard's very similar to Shaw, same background, played for him. Played for Harbaugh, and Shaw was the offensive coordinator. And he's going to do a wonderful job, but if they don't give him the resources, he'll have the same issues as everybody else.
Yep. I think you can coach up your players to compete against the Ohio States, the Bamas, schools like that. But it doesn't happen often. And you still got to have, I wonder what Indiana's NIL was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, compared to what it is now. Because I'm sure when Cignetti came in, they started winning. Donors get excited. They start giving money to the program. They're probably still not an Ohio State, Michigan level.
No.
But when you have a coach that's that good, he can make up that little bit of a difference. But the difference can't be this much, right? It's got to be like that much, where it's like they spend this, we spend that, but my coach is good enough to where we can compete. But if it's like this, I don't give a shit how good your coach is. Doesn't matter anymore. And that's college athletics nowadays. And that's why Kiffin leaving doesn't bother me. The way he did it, whatever. I mean, the guy's kind of a narcissist. I mean, I'm sure he loves seeing his face on TV. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, look, he could have stayed and the kids could have left anyway. So it's very transactional is what it is. So I'm not one of these guys going to say, oh, what about the kids? This is college athletics nowadays. It just is. You'll see a kid that plays for a team in the NCAA tournament or maybe even a bowl game or something. You're like, wasn't he somewhere else last year? And then you look and you realize he was somewhere else the year before that too. Yeah. Like 3 straight years. They just keep putting their names back in the portal to get as good as deal as they can.
Dylan Gabriel, Central Florida, Oklahoma, Oregon.
Yep, exactly.
They just kept moving to a different spot.
Yep.
It's Indiana. It's funny you mentioned that. I think the key is going to be 5 years from now. Where are they? Did they catch fire in a bottle? If you remember Michigan State, the first year they hired Mel Tucker, they went out and spent a lot of money, got a lot of guys, and they had a great year. And then it just all fell down. They lose those guys. They didn't do a good job of keeping the NIL money coming. And if Indiana could do the same thing, they've caught fire in a bottle. They got good players. They got Mendoza, obviously, has done really well. He's gone. Are they going to be able to replace it? Ohio State will replace their guys. And the thing is the Ohio State guys, they don't leave. If they're good, they stay. If they leave, they're not as good as the guy in front of them. That's why they left.
Yeah, the only reason you leave Ohio State is if you get fired or retire.
Yeah.
Right? It's like it's probably like Bama.
Yeah.
Retire or get fired. One or the other. Either you're not winning enough or you're just like, I'm done. I mean, that's why Saban left. That's why Jay Wright left. They're just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do this anymore.
That's a shame because two of the best coaches in the respective sports.
Absolutely.
If not the best.
Absolutely. And they're just like, nah, I'm tired of the transactional nature of college athletics. And look, it is what it is. And I don't mind. I still watch on Saturdays, and I'm going to watch next Saturday, even though those games are ridiculous. I mean, the championship games are just dumb now. I don't even know why. Well,
money.
I know why they have them. Exactly. Money. That's the only reason they have them. So what do we think about the champion? Like, I wasn't that impressed with Georgia or Alabama offensively. Like, I thought Ty Simpson was just okay. I thought, and I can't remember his name, and it's pissing me off.
The Georgia guy.
Yeah, I know his name, but I can't remember his name.
Number
right
14, I believe. I just don't.
He wasn't very good.
No,
he wasn't very good.
But both teams, they load you up with 22 athletes on the field, and both teams, they're so loaded.
Gunner Stockton. Yeah.
I mean, both those teams are good enough to beat anybody.
Yeah,
but they don't put guys away either. They make the mistakes that the quarterbacks specifically may have made mistakes that have kept other teams in it. And a good, well-coached team, because they're well-coached as well, and they have great athletes, but other teams have caught them, and they're not as dominant as they used to be. But the athletes they put out there on the field are as good or better than anybody. That's for sure.
Yeah,
it's the guys pulling the trigger, the quarterbacks, who's going to make the least mistakes.
Yeah, I don't know. Who. I'll tell you what. You probably don't know much about him, but as far as like a futures bet for to win the championship, I'm not saying they're going to win, but I bet you get decent odds on Texas Tech. They're pretty good. They're pretty good
under the radar,
and I'm not sure that they couldn't beat Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia, Bama, Oregon. Like it seems more wide open this year than it has been. Like, I think Ohio State is the best team.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bo Jackson kid, the running back's really good. Sayans had a really nice year for them. And then
no weaknesses.
Do they have they just shit receivers here at Ohio State? I mean, that Smith guy, he's the biggest freak I've seen in college football since Calvin Johnson. Or maybe Julio Jones.
And he's got another year.
Yeah.
He has to come back next year.
It's a joke.
He's so good.
It's ridiculous watching that guy play.
The other guys that are
Carnell Tate. Yeah.
That guy's they're studs.
He's a stud too.
And I don't know how you stop them. That's the one thing with Texas Tech. Texas Tech's got 11 athletes on defense. They're really athletic.
Really good.
The one thing they don't have is they're not gigantic up front.
Yeah.
And the Ohio State is gigantic. And that could take a toll. That negates the speed of Texas Tech. And that's the only thing I could see. But I agree with you. I think Texas Tech, they could get out. They could win the whole thing, but that's the one detriment to their defense. And nobody they've played has been big enough and able to expose that. But Ohio State can do that. So who knows? And Indiana can do it too.
Indiana, but that'll be a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a fun game. I don't know how much both teams will be. I mean, look, they're going to be fired up because they're playing. It's 1 versus 2. But that's the only downside. And I'll say the only downside of the college football playoffs is that games at the end of the year, which meant in or out, don't mean that anymore. It's like the wild card in baseball. We're playing for a division title. Yeah, but if we lose, we're still going to get in the playoffs because we've got a good enough record. So, but I mean, that's a small price to pay. I still, what is that? They're 10-1. That's
pretty decent.
Are they 100-1? It's not 1,000-1, is it? Plus 1,000?
Maybe at the beginning.
No, it's 100 to win 1,000. So yeah, 10-1. Yeah, 10-1. That's boy, that's
pretty good value.
Yeah, it's not bad. I was kind of hoping they might be 15-1 or something, but I mean, look, it's going to be Ohio State, probably going to be like even money, I would think. Indiana might be like 3-1. Georgia will be up there. Oregon might be up there, but yeah, Texas Tech's really good. They're really, really, really good.
You know, it's part of me. I mean, this goes back to the old school football in me, but you know, nowadays the SEC and the Big Ten, as big as they are and as good as they are, to win that league is amazing. I mean, and the problem being now is you could win the league, go undefeated. If you don't win the national championship, it feels like a failed year, you know. And to go through a season in one of those two conferences and come out as a champion is huge. And you know, in the old days, you do that, and then you were rewarded with a bowl game. Yeah. Now you got to go. You're rewarded with having to play 3 or 4 more games to try and get to the national championship, and only one team wins. So they feel like failures at the other, which is that part stinks because they had great seasons, they're great teams, but you know, everybody wants to see it, and there's so much money in it.
Yeah, get over it. Life's tough. Give me my playoffs. Make that bigger, Max, so I can see the odds. Everybody can see the odds bigger. I'm gonna have to get up and look at it. So I see Ohio State. What are they? Yeah, plus 150. Let me get up and look at this. It's a real professional outfit. We're gonna go ahead.
Yeah, I can't see anything. Oh, now I can. Texas Tech plus 1. Yeah.
Ducks are 10-1.
Notre Dame 10-1.
Yep. Indiana's about 5-1 plus 475. Aggies 12-1. Alabama 13-1. Ole Miss 30. Sooners 60. Sooners just on. And here's the thing. Here's what somehow, some way, college football needs to fix. You notice the top team on the second column there. There's your Miami Hurricanes. They're 20-1.
Good value.
Great value for a team that probably isn't going to get in. So in Virginia, they're 50-1. Duke, 100-1. Those are the two teams that are probably going to get in over Miami. Why is that? Because Miami lost 2 conference games, along with Duke, and along with a few other teams. I can't even figure out the tiebreaker. I don't want to. But they end up tied with Duke and a few other teams. Duke made it over them. Miami lost, and this is their fault. They lost to Louisville. They lost to SMU, who are pretty decent teams as far as the ACC is concerned. Now, I haven't looked at Duke's schedule to see who they lost to, but they didn't play each other. So if you have a league that's 18 teams, that's 16 teams, not everybody can play everybody. So Duke may end up getting an easier schedule than Miami, even though Miami's better than Duke. And via a tiebreaker, Duke makes it to the conference championship game and Miami doesn't. Like, there is no doubt in my mind, out of those 3 teams, Miami has the best chance by far to win a playoff game.
Absolutely. And
Virginia doesn't. Duke doesn't. I don't think. I mean, I guess they could theoretically, but Miami has a better chance, and they're not going to be in it.
Well, and you theoretically said that Duke may not be in it.
Duke may not be in it because they might be ranked below the Sun Belt winner, which I think is going to be James Madison, and the American Conference, which I think is going to be North Texas. Yeah. So, yeah, I'd love to see Miami in it. I think Miami deserves – well, I shouldn't say deserves to be in it. They're one of the best 12 teams. Problem is, you still got to earn your way. You can't just be giving out, like, candy like here. Because if we're going to do that, let's just go by ratings.
Well, how about Notre Dame? I think Notre Dame played 2 of those teams up there, and they lost to both. And Texas, and that's the only 2 they played.
Yep.
And how are they ranked that much higher than Miami, a team they lost to? So I guess those games don't matter. And they always say, "Oh, it's how you play at the end of the season." Well, they're playing easier teams.
Yeah.
And of course, they're going to have a better record at the end. And they weren't playing everybody. They played Stanford in the last game. Stanford not really good this year, and I guess Notre Dame was their best win against another team.
Yeah.
Who's not even on the board.
Here's what it would be, or close to what it would be. Yeah, Duke lost to Illinois out of conference, Tulane out of conference, and then Georgia Tech and Virginia in conference. Oh, and UConn. I mean, come on. I mean, that's just silly. So here's what it would be. Now this you have to take at least one spot and make way. So I'm going to give you the top 11 teams. This is according to a guy named Brad Powers, who I get his college football newsletter. And he's really good. He's one of the better college football handicappers out there, knows his stuff. And his power ratings are probably in line with Vegas's power ratings. So his power ratings are this. This would be the top 11 teams that would be in the college football playoffs if you just went by power ratings. Ohio State 1, Notre Dame 2, Indiana 3, Oregon 4, Texas Tech 5, A&M 6, Georgia 7, Bama 8, Miami 9, Utah 10, Ole Miss 11. 12 would be Oklahoma, 13 Tennessee, but not after this week, after getting beat by Vandy. Vandy was 16. Texas was 14, just outside. So if you want the best teams, you're not going to get it because at some level, you still got to earn your way into it. We can't just say you're the best. You got to prove it on the field. And then you can't just, but we're still the best. We lost because who cares? You lost. But Utah's not going to be in it. They're one of the 11 best. And Miami's not going to be in it. They're one of the 11 best. Oklahoma is going to be in it. And they're number 12. So, I mean, it's not going to be perfect. And to be honest, college football never needed more than 4 teams anyway.
No, they never did.
I mean, the only reason it's fun, because I'd rather watch the playoff games than watch a stupid bowl game where you have 9 opt-outs and nobody plays. At least guys will play during the playoff game, so that's kind of fun. So I enjoy that. You get matchups you don't normally get throughout the course of the years. They just don't play each other, so that's fun. So I still enjoy the playoffs. I enjoy the games. More good college football games is better. But do we need it? No. Of course we don't need it.
But do you agree with, if you're going to go 12, you might as well go to 16 and eliminate the bye because, 4 teams have a huge advantage, and those 4 teams are determined by a computer ranking.
I think they are going to go that way.
And that's, if they're going to go, because I don't think it's right that the 5th ranked team, who might be the second best team in the country, has to play a game beforehand and get beat up, and they're going to play a good team regardless of who you play. I mean, if you want a true tournament, they got to go to 16. Either go to 8, cut it down to 8, or go to 16. I'd be a fan of 8, but they're never going to go backwards.
No, they're not going less games because they want their money. They want their money. I wouldn't mind 16. I mean, again, 12's too many. 16 is going to be way too many, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is. Now, I think there's a case to be made. Football is different because more games, more chances of injury, but I wouldn't mind because Ohio State didn't get a bye last year and then won because they had the stupid Boise got a bye, ASU got a bye. At least they've rectified that, which is nice. But I wouldn't mind being the 5th seed and having a home game just to kind of get things cranking because the top 4 seeds, they get a bye, but their first game is neutral.
Yeah.
They don't get that home game to play. And I'm sure the school loves the home game because you get the revenue from the home game too, which is nice. So anyway, let's take some comments and then we'll get on. Yes, we are rocking shorts. That's what we do. That's what we do here. We rock shorts. We're going to rock Christmas lights here at some point. I'm not sure. Well, we got Christmas lights, but I mean, we're going to get some real Christmas lights up here. Let's see. Dallas, hottest team in the NFL right now, and might not make the playoffs. Well, be the hottest team in the league at start the season then.
I agree with him, though.
But I wouldn't want to play them.
No, there's no way I'd want to have Dallas as an opening match. And they are playing well. I mean, they have an outside shot still.
Yes.
I mean, I could see them winning out the way they're playing right now. Their offense is clicking.
Let's see who they're playing.
And their defense has really started to play much better, too. And, I wouldn't – I mean, if they don't make it, it's their own fault because of what happened at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
So you have nobody to blame but yourself. But couldn't agree with you more on that. They are the hottest team.
Yeah, Dallas is at Lions, home Vikings, home Chargers, and then at Commanders, at Giants. So they got a chance to go 4-1.
The Chargers game and the Lions game are going to be 2 huge games. The other teams right now are kind of in shambles. Washington's played terrible, and the Giants, who knows what you're going to get with it, but they're conference games, division games.
I mean, they get the Chargers at home where they've just beaten the Chiefs, just beaten the Eagles. So, I mean, I don't think it's unreasonable to think they could finish 4-1 to end the season. That would put them at what, 10-6-1? I don't know what that does. I don't know if that's going to make it though.
Well,
10-6-1 might not make
sliding
it
right now in Philly. They've got a game against Philly, so they can pick
No, they're done. They're 1-1 against Philly.
Okay. Oh, they are.
Because remember they lost opening
That's
night,
right. That's right.
opening Thursday. So I think I don't think 10-6-1 gets you in the playoffs in
Not
the
this
NFC.
year.
But
I don't think it does either. It might.
Maybe.
I mean, you're only going to get one team out of the South.
Yeah.
And the West is the one that could get 3.
Yeah.
You know, and that the West right now, they're better. That's for sure. They're going to beat up on each other a little bit.
Yeah.
And so that's what Dallas has got to hope, that they kind of beat up on each other, split those things. But they're good. They're good. It's just too bad for them. They started out so poorly.
Yeah. No, cold weather is not stopping the calf action. It never has.
No, that's built-in thermal wear right there.
It is. You kidding me? There's no doubt. All right, so we got your comments. You want to keep them coming? That's good. Where did I buy the fire pit? Not at Costco, although I don't mind buying Costco stuff. Good value. I don't know where we got this. We got it when we had the backyard installed a couple years ago. They brought it in, but it is very nice, very toasty. Might have to get some more propane though. The propane's, I think, starting to run out on us here, and we don't want to run out on propane because we're going to be doing probably night shows the rest of the way. I think the 22nd, that's the Monday night game against the Colts.
Yeah, Eagles fans. We witnessed the Eagles fans in person.
You know who that is, right?
I do know who that is, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
And look at his picture there.
Look at that picture.
Picture of him fishing.
God damn.
Does he even know anything about the Eagles fans? Is he too busy playing beanbag toss?
Yeah, he knows Eagles fans because Audrey's a big Eagles fan. Eagles fans though. I know what he's speaking of though, because we talked about this last night. And for those that watch the Bears-Eagles game, it's so funny because the Eagles are one of the better teams in the NFC, still leading the division. And what did you hear during that game? Boo!
We were at
2
or 3 years ago. We were at a game. It was the second game of the year
against the Vikings.
Eagles were coming off a Super Bowl year. They
lost to the Chiefs.
Lost the Chiefs. Coming off a Super Bowl year. They were 1-0. They were beating the Chiefs 7-0. And then they went 3-and-out. And they boot them off the field. And I just went, why? If you're a player and you're a free agent, why would you want to go there?
Yeah.
Why would I want to put up with that? When I have all these other opportunities to go, and why would I go do that? They're hurting themselves by doing that.
Yeah, I was talking to Steve last night. I go, I remember those boos. I go, we were there for those boos. I go, it was great. So we're walking out of the stadium. It was a Thursday night, and it was Philly, Minnesota. So we had gone to New York to watch Aaron Rodgers blow out his Achilles against the Bills. And then we went to
Pittsburgh first.
For the Niners Steelers. Yeah. Then to New York, then to Philly. So we got a chance to see the Braves and the Phils, and we went and saw the football game. And walking out of the stadium, I thought, I don't feel like I got the full Philly experience, although it was kind of fun because they did boo them, and I was like, oh, that's Philly. That's what I wanted to hear. So we're walking out. And no one was rude. Everyone was great. I cut this guy off, or he cut me off. You're walking. There's, you know how it is, walking out of the stadium. Mass amounts of people. You're just trying to get through and get to an open lane, get to where you're going. So I must have cut in front of this one guy, and I don't know what he was, 5'9", just this little dude that I could have picked up and tossed across the parking lot. And he looked at me, and he goes, "Watch where you're going, you big ass bitch." And I started laughing. I go, I got the Philly experience. I got it. That's amazing. I felt so good. I almost wanted to thank him. Like, thank you. You made my night. That was incredible. And then we hit the subway. We got the subway back to the house. When we first got to the house, Couldn't find it. We were driving around. There is literally, we couldn't believe it. We're driving around. So
it's like 2:30 in the morning.
2:30 in the morning, and you go from like a good neighborhood to like a bad neighborhood, like in a cross street. You like cross the street, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit. And you like make a U, you come back around to where your Airbnb is. You're like, oh, hey, we're back in a pretty good area. You take a right, you're like, oh shit, we got to get out of here. So we're like driving around, and there is this I don't know if she was a lady of the night per se, but I don't know what she was. But we're driving by, and she just took her top and dropped it. Just dropped her top, and I was like, "Is that what I think it is?"
Yes, it is.
I think Steve goes, "Yeah, that's what you think it is." Or Bergie said that because Steve was driving. I go, "Holy crap! What is going? Let's get to the other side of that street. Hurry up! Get over there." That was
she
hilarious.
wasn't really somebody you wanted to see.
No. No, she was I've always said this. People think like nude beaches are super cool. I go, when you go to nude beaches, those aren't the people you want to see at nude beaches. No offense, but I nude beaches in your head, the imagery is a lot better than when you go to a nude beach. You go to a nude beach, you're like, fucking put some clothes on. Jesus Christ. I mean, God.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see
put
that.
some clothes on, please. You know, I don't need, no. We don't know. We don't need that. So, but one of the best parts about Philly was not only the games. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the contributions, Johnny. I asked my guy, Vinny, who runs Russian River Brewing. I always ask him when we go on road trips. I ask him, and I'll ask my guy Lester at Bear Bottle, and Barry over at Fieldwork. And by the way, I gotta give our Fieldwork plug here in a minute. Let you know what's going on over there. I always ask him, do you know of a bar, of a brewery we should go to that has any good beers? And Vinny told me, he goes, there's a beer in Philly called Monk's Cafe, which is one of his favorite bars in all of America. Good food, good beer, and it ultimately ended up being great beer. It was 50 yards from the house.
And granted, Philly's big.
It's
big.
50 yards. I'm like, holy crap. There's no way we're 50 yards away from this place that Vinny told me about. We went there, 3 nights?
Yeah, it was great.
Every night we went over there. They had great beer, great food, great vibe over there. And then we just walked home. This is why it's like literally 50 yards away, max 50 yards away from the house. So if you're ever in Philly, go to Monk's Cafe. It's really, really, really good beer. And speaking of good beer, make sure you give our friends Fieldwork a visit this holiday season. I said it for Thanksgiving. I'll say it again for the holidays. You're going to be going to parties, going over people's houses. Grab a 4-pack. Bring it over. It'll be different. Everybody's going to bring wine. Bring some beer. They got sours. They got IPAs. They got non-alcoholic. Of course they got non-alcoholic. It's the official non-alcoholic craft beer of the San Jose Sharks, which, by the way, we're going to be going to in a couple of weeks. We're going to be going to see the Sharks and the Calgary Flames. Barry has offered us tickets, and we're like, yeah, we'll go with you. Heck yeah, we're going to go down there and watch the Sharkies play.
I would highly recommend the rice beer that I had tonight.
The rice lager was very good.
Really crisp.
I think it was called Rice and Easy.
Yes, and it was. It was very good. Very good, very crisp. If you like a light beer.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Yeah, really good. And they have I had a German Pilsner. I can't remember the name of it. All the names are a little, just look. They have German Pilsners. They have Czech Pilsners. They have American lagers. They have the rice lager. The rice lager is really, really good. And I got a couple pulps in there, too, that I've had over the last couple of days. So if you're going down to the Tank, or even if you're going to one of their establishments, they got like 7 or 8 of them. I should get a list of those one of these days and just let you know where Fieldwork is. Oh, you got a phone? Fucking Google it. What am I here for? What am I here? Google? You look it up. Look up Fieldwork Brewing on your phone. I'll tell you where it is.
Big one in San Ramon. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah, the one in San Ramon.
Yeah,
especially
great outdoor area, indoor area.
I need to get out there and do a show.
It's a perfect spot.
We should go out there and do maybe we'll do a football show out there one of these days. Have Gerlach come out.
No.
No.
Like we said, the new beach. Nobody wants that.
Nobody needs that. So again, if you like non-alcoholic beer, if that's your jam, then go ahead and go to one of their fine locations. I mean, that's just a few of them. There you go. Berkeley, Corte Madera, Monterey, Fieldwork. I know San Ramon's going to be coming up here in a minute. Sacramento, San Leandro. We've been to the San Leandro, and we did a show from
Been to the
San
Napa.
Leandro.
I've been to the Napa one. It's wonderful.
And there you go. Yeah, the San Ramon's really, really nice. Now they got a monster fire pit. Oh, I've been to San Mateo one too. That was really cool. We did it. Actually, I've done a show from San Mateo and San Ramon. I haven't been to the Santa Rosa one yet. Huh. I'll have to get up there. I could hit that one, and I could hit the little Russian River where you're up in Santa Rosa. So if you're near any of those locations and you enjoy beer, I would suggest go to Fieldwork and grab yourself some beer. Oh yeah, Tyler Toffoli. Tyler Toffoli scores. The Sharks have been playing pretty good hockey too.
Really good hockey.
In case you haven't noticed, the Sharks are playing some pretty good hockey. Macklin Celebrini has been bringing it. Smith and Eklund, but the guy who's been getting it done is Askarov. Yaroslav Askarov has been fantastic between the pipes. Like, he's been really good. He's figuring it out. But if Tyler Toffoli scores or has an assist, the next day you can go into Fieldwork, get 50% off your beer, non-alcoholic or otherwise. So there you go. And if you're going down to the tank, you can grab a non-alcoholic beer down there. And it's not just non-alcoholic beer. They're the official non-alcoholic craft beer of the Sharks. But they also have pulp and other leaded offerings. Like if you're into the leaded drinks, kind of like I am, then they'll have those for you there as well. All right, brother. I think we are done.
Good stuff.
That was an extensive show.
That was fun.
It was a good time. So we'll be doing shows. What do we got next week? Sunday show?
We got a bye too. We got a Niner bye.
Oh, we have nothing next week. We're off next week. We came back 1 week, and now we're like, we're tired.
No, we did last week.
Did we do last week?
We did. No, or was it 2 weeks ago? It was last week.
Was it last week?
Yeah, we did last week. Because we actually talked about the trip then too. We talked about the Skipper's Canyon Road, the crazy road in New Zealand.
Dang, did we?
You're 60 now. You really
I know. I could be losing it. I mean, no, I'm serious. I could be absolutely losing it. I thought we skipped a week. Who'd they play last week that we did the show? The Panthers.
The Panthers.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, the Panthers was Monday night. Man, we didn't do Monday night because I had a game Monday night.
We did 2 weeks ago. I know we did because we talked about Skipper's Canyon Road. We put the picture.
Oh, yeah, that was the Cardinals.
Yeah, the Cardinals.
Yeah, okay, so 2 weeks ago. Okay, so I'm kind of losing it, but not completely losing it. We didn't do last week. We did 2 weeks ago. So I mean, look, I could be losing it. There's a distinct possibility. So we're off next week, and then the following week we'll have a 1 o'clock game. So same show time, and then we'll do a Monday show when they play the Colts on the 22nd. I'm going to see if I can get Brent Jones to join us if he's still up. And then the Bears Sunday night. So we're going to have 2 night shows in a row.
Nice.
I mean, I feel like we're doing a night show already.
It'll be a little colder.
Yeah, we're going to, yeah.
I might need another jacket, not pants.
Not pants. We don't do pants on this show.
No.
There's no pants on this show. So we'll do 2 in a row. And then the last game of the season, the Seahawks. And then we'll have a playoff edition. And then, I do have a Magic game, but I think I'm off that day. So I think I'm taking off the 20th and 22nd. So I'm planning on being here for the show. And then we'll do playoff games too. And I'll lightly twist Bergie's arm. Not that it will take twisting, but whether the Niners are in it or not, we'll do some playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Do some playoff shows, talk about some playoffs and stuff like that. And maybe run you right through the end of the season. So hope everybody has a great evening. Thank you very much for joining. Really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Appreciate it. What is that? The Dougie? No, we're not. No, Bergie doesn't need the Dougie. He doesn't need to learn the Dougie.
What to do?
We don't want you to. I don't want you to learn.
No, I'm not gonna.
We don't want you.
I barely dance at my own wedding.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna dance now.
You can do the Cabbage Patch. You can do that one, or do the electric slide or whatever. I don't know those. I'll
do that when I go to the nude beach.
I'll do the Q dog. There we go.
Yeah, you gotta bark.
There we go. So, well, I got to get Christmas lights up here too. Although those look pretty nice. I kind of like those.
And they kind
well
of
done, Max Ogden.
Go right to it. Look at that.
Yeah,
like I'm grabbing one.
No,
right
I like the lights. I like the lights a lot. We got the fire. We're gonna have some. I gotta go. I gotta find my lights, find my Christmas lights in there, and put them up, and then I'll put them here, and then it'll be a nice glow. And I gotta figure out how to. It looks like this is nice. I could put the lights up like right in here.
Would you go all white or would you go colored light?
No, colored. I'm woke. So I'm gonna go colored lights.
I'm a colored light guy too. My wife all white.
Really?
I can't stand it. You know, I like the festiveness.
All white, racist. What that is? All white lights. So I don't know. I have both. We did the lights, the white lights for like 2 or 3 years, and then I just wanted to. I like the colored lights.
Yeah.
Although I feel like I have to take them out because I don't know what the orange are doing in there. Like I just want the white, green, and red. That's it. I don't want the blue. I don't want the orange. I don't like up here. We got the purple.
You got a yellow.
Like to me, those don't belong. And that's fine. Like I said, the lights look great. I love the graphic. And we got the tree in the left-hand corner, which is nice too. But to me, it's like, just give me the white, green, red. White, green, red, white, green, red. So a lot of times I'll get the lights and I'll get the bulbs.
You take them out?
Take them out and just put the green, red in there. And so it's all green, red.
How many beers does it take to change like a strand? A couple beers? 2?
At least 2.
2 per strand?
At least 2 per strand, yes. All right, everybody, enjoy your evening, enjoy the week, and we will be back with you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks we'll be back with you over the after the Tennessee Titans game, and then we should be good to go after that. We'll be good to go for all the Niner games, and then maybe the football playoffs. And I'll just tell Brent Jones, get on his private jet and fly out here. He can do a show with us. Do a show with us in the fireplace. That'll be sweet. It'll be very nice. All right, everybody, have a great evening. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. See you.